Day when havoc struck. Tonight at 7:30 on 7.
The People's Court today at 4:30.
I have a statement signed by Mr. Gentry in my case.
Give it to me.
Not yet, Mrs. Whitney.
Spencer, you don't know how important that is. That is the only thing that can save me.
Yes, I know how important it is, but as I said, everything has its price.
You want me to pay you for it? I'll give you anything you want. What do you want? Just say it.
You can have Gentry's confession if you'll tell me the truth about Schuyler Whitney.
Spencer, those were lies. They were all lies. Now, why does everyone want me to say Schuyler was a killer? He wasn't.
That's not what I mean, Mrs. Whitney.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you trying to hurt me?
I'm trying to help you, Mrs. Whitney. I've known the truth for a long time. In fact, since before I came to work for you, I knew that the man you married was an imposter. That's why I applied for the job when Gunther died. I thought if I could get into the household, sooner or later the imposter would give himself away, but he was too clever for me. I'll say that much for Mr. Brown. Jefferson Brown, Mrs. Whitney. You know as well as I do that was his name. I don't know if you knew in the beginning, but I'm sure you knew by the time
You're
he
mad.
died.
You're absolutely insane.
His name was Brown, and he knew Schuyler Whitney in Switzerland.
No!
And when he thought that Sky had died in an airplane crash, he went to a certain clinic in Lucerne and had his face changed to resemble Schuyler Whitney's. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, Mrs. Whitney.
No.
It's not true? You're absolutely sure that the man you married was the Schuyler Whitney?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure you're wrong.
Well, then. If that's not true, this isn't either. I, Lance Halliday, also known by my stage name as Johnny Gentry, swear that this is a true statement. He goes on to say that Jinx Avery arrived with the gun, that he knocked it out of her hand and that you picked it up. There was a struggle and the gun was fired.
That's the truth. That's exactly the way it happened.
Mrs. Whitney, this document means your freedom. It will completely negate the indictment against you. You won't spend the next 10 or 20 years in prison. All you have to do is tell the truth yourself. It's a fair bargain, isn't it?
The Edge of Night is brought to you by mountain-grown Folgers, mountain-grown coffee, the richest kind. And by new formula Era, a new combination of powerful cleaners concentrated into 1/4 cup.
Chocolate sauce, soaked in. Motor oil, seeped in. Collis oil, ground in. Unless you clean the dirts that go all the way through, your whole wash isn't clean. That's why we invented Era. Era has the power of cleaners for deep-down dirt, for soaked-in grease, for seeped-in oil, for ground-in collis oil. Penetrating cleaners concentrated to put more cleaning power on the stain. Watch Era clean all the way through these 3 layers of tough stains. Put a teaspoon of Era only on the top. Its power penetrates. Rub, run under warm water, and look. Era cleaned all the way through. And when you get the tough stains clean, your whole wash is clean. Era cleans all the way through.
What do you use in the automatic drip coffee maker?
Folgers Flake Coffee.
Delicious.
What'd you use in the automatic coffee maker?
Folgers Flake Coffee.
Great.
Mrs. Olson, what'd you use? Oh, Folgers Flake Coffee.
Nothing's better in these coffee makers.
Why's that?
Oh, Folgers is mountain grown, the richest kind of coffee.
And it's flaked?
Flaked to release more rich flavor. You use less. If you normally use 5 measures, you'll only need 4 of Folgers flaked coffee.
Delicious.
Folgers is a coffee recommended by General Electric with the brew starter timer. Mountain-grown Folgers. That's how good coffee makers make great coffee.
Well, Mrs. Whitney?
Spencer, you don't understand. They'll take away everything. They'll take away my house, my name, Take away my money. All right. All right, it's the truth. But I didn't know it until after we were married and we moved back to the house. And I found some papers and a picture.
But eventually he admitted the truth to you.
Yes, he admitted it. He told me about the crash. And when he saw Schuyler Whitney dead, he thought it would be a shame to let all that money go to waste.
Yes, what a shame.
And so he went to the clinic at Lucerne, Dr. Bryson's clinic, under the name Jim Diedrichson.
Diedrichson?
He spent 3 months there because that was how long it took to make him look like the real Sky Whitney. But he didn't hurt anybody. Sky Whitney was dead, so he didn't even need that money. And I'm not going to admit to it. I won't do it. I would rather take my chances in the courtroom.
It's too late, Mrs. Whitney.
What do you mean it's too late?
I've recorded every word.
Spencer, I hate you!
I'm sorry you feel that way, Mrs. Whitney, but we did strike a bargain. I'm going to see your lawyer right now, and I'm sure he'll arrange for your immediate release. Goodbye.
Meet him in St. Moritz alone, didn't you?
Go with me, you're crazy. I never met Jeff Brown anywhere if you're referring to an arranged encounter.
Oh, they were just casual, accidental meetings. Is that what you're saying? You just happened to see him by the pool or out at the tennis courts or on the slopes?
There were times when we talked, yes.
Oh, so you did have enough time to talk about me, to talk about all the money that I had. Now, you're not going to deny that, are you?
No, I'm not going to deny that. Because Jeff Brown talked about money all the time. Some people are like that, you know.
That's right, some people are. Some people who don't have money. Some people who envy people who do and even hate them.
Well, if you knew Jeff Brown so well, why was he your friend?
I didn't know how sick he was. Sick enough to do anything to get what he wanted, even to get involved in some crazy conspiracy. You know, you probably got the whole idea started with him when you mentioned your father being a very famous plastic surgeon.
I was proud of my father. Naturally, I spoke of it.
Yeah, you were proud of your father. Till you found out the kind of plastic surgery he did on people, like the job he did on Jeff.
Now, you don't know for sure that Jeff was ever at my father's clinic.
Oh, come on, Valerie, isn't it painfully obvious? The pain isn't just his. It was mine. I woke up in St. Moritz and I found out there already was a Schuyler Whitney out there living my life.
Listen to me. I'm not saying I know what really happened. Maybe part of what you're saying is true. I can't tell one way or the other, but one thing I do know is that I hardly knew Jeff Brown, and I never said or did anything that you could call conspiring. Whether you believe that or not, I don't care. But I wish you would get out of here, please, now.
Miles, you don't believe in luck, do you?
Of course I believe in luck. Chance is a fact of life.
No, I guess what I mean is you don't believe in lucky charms or unlucky charms.
No, I don't. I think people can be lucky or unlucky. I don't think objects have anything to do with it. I've removed too many rabbits' feet from accident victims.
Yeah, I knew you felt that way.
Oh, yeah? Why'd you ask?
Well, because of this painting. I mean, when you think about it, there are 2 deaths associated with it. My mother and Mrs. Ingersoll.
Jody, I can't find a link to either one of them.
Well, not really a link. I guess it's just a thread. And then there's the thief who stole it and got caught.
He got caught. I call that good luck, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I'm just being silly about this.
I think I would use another word.
Stupid. How about ridiculous?
How about obsessed? Come on. It's a painting, that's all. Very pretty painting, but there's no spell on it. Just something to look at and enjoy. Okay?
Okay.
Sure, it's her. There's no doubt about it. I spoke with the doorman. The reason there's no address in the phone book is that she lives with a couple named Kavanaugh. That's right. And get this. She lives in the penthouse. Yes, I know. I thought of that, too. Of course I will. But we have to find out everything we can about Jody Travis before we make our move.
Well, Rembrandt, what are you doing here? I thought you worked in the morning.
I'm on my way out to dinner. I had to stop by and pick up something.
Well, I see you're not going to sit.
No. A friend of the family invited me to dinner. It's one of those, wear your best suit invitations.
Oh, well, don't get me spotlight.
I'll try. If you're wearing your best face tonight, why are you so cheerful?
I'm real positive now. I haven't been this positive in a long time.
Well, it's about time. I'm glad to hear it. What did you say her name was again?
Valerie. Okay, Diedrichson. What are you gonna do with this studio? The half that's yours anyway.
Hello, Jim.
Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
I came by to give you the opportunity to put the finishing touches on our little scam.
What? Are you kidding me? I washed my hands of that thing a long time ago.
Oh, no. Your hands won't be clean until Raven Whitney is safe.
What are you getting at, Spencer?
Jim, I know how you feel about Smiley, how he changed our little joke into grand larceny.
I don't remember you making any objections.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about Raven Whitney. I know where she is.
What?
Smiley has her right back where she began, in the cell in the old abandoned precinct house. As a matter of fact, she's there right now waiting for her lawyer to come get her out.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
I gotta call the cops.
No, don't call the police. There's no telling what Smiley might do to Mrs. Whitney. But I'm sure he'll have no problem if her lawyer, Bennett Matthews, shows up.
Dr. Pepper's giving away $1 million.
To make someone a millionaire. We're calling people all across the country. Asking 2 questions, the answers are there on any cans or bottles of Dr. Pepper, sugar-free Dr. Pepper, too. Ooh! Or see your favorite store, mail the answers in. Get at least one right for your chance to win this prize beyond compare. So be a pepper, $1 million pepper. You could be a pepper millionaire.
We're new, improved Playtex living gloves, and we had some day. We spot removed, scrubbed and shined, scoured pots, and turpentine. Are we worn out? This new layer of neoprene makes us stronger to last longer, with better protection against certain household solvents and chemicals. With a tough pair like us on hand, there's so much you can do, and stay beautiful, too. Thanks.
New improved Playtex living gloves, now made stronger to last longer.
Yes, it's lovely, Chad. And you say this was entirely from memory?
That's right. I still haven't asked Jody if she'd sit for me.
You're being unusually shy.
I just had the feeling she might have some objection.
What you really mean is you're afraid her boyfriend, Gavin, will have the objection.
I guess that's what I mean.
My, how you've changed. I can still remember that intrepid young man you used to be, never afraid of enemies or rivals. But now that old age has come upon you.
I just don't think I'll get anywhere with Jody by rushing her.
Oh, it's hardly the way I describe this tactic. Offering to paint her portrait? Why, what could be more genteel?
Something tells me Gavin Wiley will think it's just an excuse to stare at Jody for hours on end.
If a cat can look at a king, a Sutherland can look at a queen. And she certainly is worth looking at, as you've already noticed.
I've also noticed the way she looks to Gavin. There's a strong affinity there. I mean, they're tight.
Ah, well. I can see that you surely need urgently the help of an older, wiser man.
Got any brilliant ideas?
The best possible idea. When you can't handle the competition, why, you get rid of it.
I beg your pardon.
It's logical, isn't it? Suppose Gavin Wiley simply wasn't around to create problems between you and the lovely Miss Travis.
And how do you propose for that to happen?
Oh, it's not nearly so difficult as you think. I propose to do it with this.
How you doing, Mrs. Whitney?
Lieutenant, look. A signed confession from Lance Halliday.
Is that what?
I said
what
a
you going on
signed
about?
confession from Lance Halliday. He says that I did not kill Jinx Avery. My lawyer is on his way over here, and he's going to let me out.
You do go on, don't you? Let me take a look at this, see what you talk. Well, that's dirty. Who told him to do this?
What?
Well, this is no good. It's absolutely no good. I'm surprised at you, a grown woman, not recognizing that this...
What are you? You're destroying my evidence!
You at all. I'm going to destroy a lot more than that piece of paper if you don't start telling the truth.
I am telling the truth.
I don't mean about the paper, about her. I mean about the bonds. I want to know where the bonds are. Bonds. Now, this is the end of the joke, you see. It's the punchline, huh? I'm looking for the $20 million punchline.
Some people like my pies burning to my singing.
Oh, but honey, I like your singing, too.
Oh, go on. My family does love pie. But you have to make a pie right before it turns out good. That's why I use Crisco. Look how flaky Crisco gets my pie crust. Tastes better than cold watermelon on a hot day.
Well, how about some seconds?
You haven't finished first yet.
Well, I'm working on it.
All vegetable, no cholesterol, Crisco.
Crisco will do you proud every time.
Well, now.
You invite me over for a friendly dinner, and look what I find.
Another glass.
Eddie, it's got lipstick on it.
And just after this greasy pan.
It's not my shade.
Dawn will handle it.
After those greasy dishes?
Try it yourself.
Water doesn't feel greasy, or my hands. And this glass looks as good as the first one.
Dawn's great, huh?
Now, about the lipstick.
What lipstick?
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
1 and 2 and I've got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
The fever for the flavor of a Pringle?
It's the deep fried taste. It's the crispy crunch. And the Pringles, please, I mean a bunch. We've got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles. It's the deep fried taste. It's the crispy crunch. We've got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
No preservatives. Regular light rippled.
You'll catch the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
So,
You were the fireman.
that's right. I'm here to save you, you see, because this whole building is going to be demolished. You hear them up there? They're going to demolish this place in half an hour, and I'm sure you want to be...
You were the motorcycle man.
I was Sheriff Floyd C. Beauregard. I was the kindly Mrs. Peabody. Well, Mrs. Russell, why is my meter running outside? You see, we're going to have to get out of here before the whole place goes boom. You see, we haven't got much time. So just tell me where the bonds are.
So it was a joke.
Yeah.
A sick joke.
That's right.
Look, just what do you want, Valerie? You know darn well why we haven't seen each other since Switzerland.
We had a schoolgirl quarrel. Very angry, but you know, I can't remember how it started.
I remember how it started, all right. The day we flew back from San Moritz, and you spent the whole trip talking about what a wonderful time you'd had.
And you hadn't, of course. That's right, I remember how it started, but I can't remember how it ended.
Will you just get to the point?
Hazel, I think you know why I'm here. You hold a grudge a long time. You've been telling lies about me. Lies about what happened in San Moritz
I did
years
nothing
ago.
of the kind.
Well, then you've been revising the past.
making up stories about me and Jefferson Brown, whom I hardly knew. All I did was answer a few questions. This man came to see me. He said he was the twin brother of Sky Whitney. Twin brother? Oh, that's interesting. That's not interesting. It's incredible. He's a dead ringer for him. Anyway, he wanted to know certain things.
And so you told him that I was seeing Jeff Brown in secret, dating him behind Sky's back.
I said you met him alone, and you did. You know darn well you did. I remember seeing you that night in the bar together.
I was waiting for Sky in that bar. Jeff came in and sat down next to me. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
No, of course not.
Jeff was always trying to get me alone, and you know that.
Poor, innocent little Valerie. Always the victim of men's advances, and you never do anything to encourage them.
Oh, look, Hazel, all I want to know is why you told Sky's twin that I was conspiring against him. Plotting to hurt him? Hazel, did you tell him that?
How do I know what you were talking about? Always whispering in corners. You could have been doing anything.
Conspiring? Like thieves to steal the man's money, maybe even murder him? Hazel, do you realize that that is what I'm being accused of?
You could have. It would be just like you.
Oh, my God, Hazel.
Stealing, always stealing men away from me. Why couldn't you steal money too, you little tramp? Get out.
I remember how our fight ended now.
She denied it, Libby. She denied every word of it.
What did you expect? Did you think Valerie Bryson would admit she's the source of all your problems?
She said she never dated Jeff. She said that they met sometimes, occasionally, but he had kind of set them up and that she never dated him at all.
And since he's no longer alive, she can say anything she pleases.
That sounded so convincing.
Why won't you realize that that's the source of her success? That halo she always wears around her head. The look of angelic innocence.
Come on, Libby. If they were in it together, why didn't they stay together? Why didn't she get back with him after he'd pulled it off?
Because Jeff Brown was who he was. He couldn't be trusted with money or women. He turned against her as soon as he discovered the woman he decided to marry.
Never? She never tried to do anything to get back? No, it doesn't make sense to me.
Because you still find yourself attracted to her. Is that the reason? Well, look who's decided to return.
Where have you been?
I've been at the end of the road.
What does that mean?
I have some good news for you, Skylar. In fact, it's good news for all of us, Libby. Reagan Whitney has confessed. About herself, about Jefferson Brown, about everything.
My God, Spencer, you're kidding.
I have it all on this. You can listen to part of it.
All right, it's the truth. But I didn't know it until after we were married and we moved into the Whitney mansion, and then I found some papers and a picture.
But eventually, he admitted the truth to you.
Yes, he admitted everything. He told me about the plane crash. And when he saw that Skylar Whitney was dead, he figured he didn't want to just let the money go to waste.
Yes, what a shame.
Yes. So he went to the clinic in Lucerne, Dr. Bryson's clinic, and he used the name Jim Diedrichson.
Diedrichson?
Yes. And he was there 3 months. That's how long it took to make him look exactly like Skylar Whitney. But he didn't hurt anybody, Spencer. Skylar Whitney was dead. He didn't need all that money.
My God, Spencer, how did you do it? How?
It wasn't easy.
I'm not who you think I am. And that's why the makers of Minute Maid Lemonade asked me to speak to you. Because what you may think is lemonade might just be a lemonade-flavored drink, and says so in small print. But Minute Maid is lemonade, great-tasting lemonade, made from the juice of lots of lemons, whether it's frozen, crystals, or ready to serve. So if you're not drinking Minute Maid, maybe you're not drinking lemonade.
Make sure it's lemonade, make it Minute Maid.
If your family can't keep their hands off your furniture, help is here.
Touchable shine, Favor.
Watch. Faber's smear-resistant formula heals touches so well, if you try to write touchable on it, all you see is shine. See? That's touchable shine. It's beautiful, even when touched.
Thank you, Faber.
Do your furniture a favor.
Touchable shine, Faber.
Monday, Tillman's fallen for the wrong girl, or guy.
Boy, did I almost make a huge mistake.
Best of the West. And on Monday Night Baseball, the Yankees clash with the surprising Boston Red Sox, or the Mets battle the Pirates. Check local listings for the game in your area.
Tonight.
We haven't got much time, Mrs. Whitney. You could save all of us, you see, if you just tell me where... I'm stupid. The coat. The bonds are in the coat. They're in a mink vault. Am I stupid? I just don't believe it. They were right under my eyes all that time. Do you believe that? I just can't believe it. Don't scream because nobody's going to hear you. It's just you and me. Smiley, what are you doing? Get out of here. I got a real gun and with real bolts this time, old Jimbo. So why don't you just back on, huh?
Smiley, what do you want?
I want the coat. I want the coat. Okay, I worked too long for that coat. I want... Go! Hey, Jimmy, let me out of here. Jimmy, come on, it's Smiley. You know me, I'm just kidding around. You know that. I'm just playing one of my parts. Let me out of here. Come on, be a pal, will you? The building. Hey, let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out of here.
Come on, America. Get up your listerment. Get up your confidence.
I did. Got a 6-ounce bottle of Listermint mouthwash. Free. I got it, too. A free bottle of Listermint.
Get your free bottle of Listermint mouthwash. Listermint is more effective than the leading mint mouthwash.
Right, and I got it free. How?
Clip the coupon in June 27 Sunday paper and try a free 6-ounce bottle of Listermint.
Got it free. Listermint's free.
So come on, America. Get up your Listermint. Get up your confidence.
We got it free.
Alpo time. Watch this. I'm going to give Duke a little test. No, can't fool him. He knows the one with real beef. Alpo, of course. You know, dogs have a natural love for beef. That's why Alpo Beef Chunks Dinner is packed with the beef dogs thrive on. And beef is what dogs love. So give your dog Alpo, because Alpo's got the beef dogs love to eat. Is that right, Duke? Yeah.
Tomorrow, everything goes wrong when Terry gives Janet lessons in landing Mr. Right on Three's Company. After, Henry goes on the warpath when April goes for an older man on Too Close for Comfort. Followed by Clint Eastwood, Carol Burnett, and Willie Nelson on an all-new Barbara Walters special. Tomorrow on ABC.
Good enough to be called.